Hey there, Gracker. Good to see you. Sorry I missed your message. Hopefully you're still here. Actually, before that. Let's just do a test to make sure I could still hear myself accordingly. Alright, good. Yes, hello. So sorry about that. I intended to be back much quicker than I was. But again, good to see you, Gracker. If you guys don't know who Gracker is, definitely check him out. He... Sorry. He doesn't cough like I do. He's generally not streaming if that happens. He's a Marbles on Stream content creator, mainly. He has done some other stuff, but I think he's more or less sold on this now. Basically every Saturday and every Sunday, with some exceptions. What he essentially does is sets up a game called Marbles on Stream. That is the literal title. And we, or I say we because I'm usually a participant. But he sets up the integration on Twitch and everything. And when you're on his streams, you can literally type in !play. But it could be any command. Sorry, I'm still fighting this cold. I'm still fighting a cold, so speaking is hard. Gracker is the reason I'm as well acquainted with certain modding tools and people as I am now. If you haven't checked him out, definitely do that. I'll put a shout out here. Think that about... God, that about does it. I do apologize for any coughing that happens today. But greetings, folks. And welcome back to some DABFSO. That's Elden Ring Reforged, Deathless, all bosses, fire spells only. Routing. My name is Coinstamp, or Swirling Vortex, or Steven. I hope everybody is doing all right. Let me put on the right amount, or the right headgear. That way I can hear everyone's redemptions. Speaking of redemptions, let's make sure we can hear them properly.
Not only are you incompetent, but shameless to boot.
I heard it. I hope everyone else heard it. Right. Let me give an overview of what happened last time. Last time, God, I'm definitely not going to be talking much. Last time we wrapped up the entirety of Leyndell. We finally got... I do need to go, like, deal with these spells. We had... I'm definitely sorry, guys. I'm not going to be able to do much talking. Today is definitely going to be silent for the most part. I need to do that for my own voice. But last time, yeah, we defeated, we wrapped up Lanedell. We went and found the roadblock by the Erd Tree. And now we have to set the world to rights and commit a cardinal sin. How is everyone doing? Hopefully better than me. Hopefully better than me. Let's just get started. Plan today is to just try to go as far as I can. As a bit of as a bit of bookkeeping, I'm only going to be able to stream until 4 p.m. today. I have obligations on my plate. God. And I do apologize. I did have it set up for noon, but I woke up at 11:47. It was already pretty late, so I just opted to take my time and make sure I was as prepared as I could be. Anyone else ever have a day like that, where you're late, you know you're late, and you just lean into the lateness? Now, granted, you can't do that for work. I'm talking about times where it's less critical, that you're as not late as possible. And usually I have a policy of extending the stream time if I'm late, but today is a day I cannot afford to do that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna be incredibly short of breath today. If this is where you want to tune out because you don't want to hear sick people, got it. I hope that whatever content you do find is meaningful. Really, I do mean that. But otherwise, I appreciate anybody who does keep me company. And I apologize if I'm not going to be able to talk all that much. Oh, this is a bad place to fight. Yep. Let's be smart. No, I don't care if the dagger is unequipped. Leave it on. Let it be unequipped. Let's just... Yeah, they hit very hard. I'm not surprised that we died there. I'm looking forward to this section of the game. It's probably the first time I've ever gotten it. I've ever gotten this far. I guess there's something to be said for actually rushing around. Let's just trick them into attacking. Sorry. So, you know, if you want to talk about work or anything else, please feel free to do that. I'm definitely all ears today. All right, I'm just gonna get back. Make them walk into this. Don't worry, guys. Things definitely will get better, but they're probably going to get worse before that. I'm not medicated today, so I know that's part of why it's worse. But I just didn't have time. I mean, I did have time this morning, but what am I going to do? Set the medication aside? Hope it doesn't spoil? Yep, I thought that would probably happen. I do need to make a bolus or I am definitely dead. Not immediately, but over time. So in the Forbidden Lands, the main boss I'm looking to try to find right now is the Knights Cavalry, which we have already found them. Just gonna make sure there's, you know, nothing that can ambush us yet. Yes, Sir Knight, I know you're here. I normally don't talk during bosses, by the way. Cardinal exception, I guess, kind of being right now, huh? Just wait. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling stoved up right now. Yeah, I'm being stupid right now. Need to stop. Okay. Let's keep moving. Next up is we gotta find ourselves a Black Blade Kindred and probably be unable to use summons for it. I do want to remind people that I have a game proposal vote going on right now. I recommend you join the Discord. It's where you're going to find the ability to vote on it. Please don't just slip a vote here. Actually, go to the Discord. I have a voting on content channel. We vote on games in here. Anything I do that's up to a vote gets put in here. Now, of course, let me clarify what exactly it is you're voting on. You're not voting on a game to be played or not played. You're voting on the difference. So I have 2 games picked out already for a content drought that'll be happening on June 21st when the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC drops, assuming it drops then. I'm not going to be able to update ERR to work with the DLC until Team Reforged is able to put that out there, and that could take a month. I truly think so. So I have 2 games lined up to tide us over until the compatibility drops. I just went backwards. I have Legend of Grimrock 2 installed and queued up, along with the Magic of Grimrock overhaul mod. Adds a lot more custom spells and everything. Yeah, I was about to say, you guys are pretty smart. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm electing to try to play the game ahead of time. Because Legend of Grimrock 2 is a puzzle-based game, and I do not want to be there for hours at a time. Or rather, multiple weeks at a time. I want to be able to finish and move on. Hold on, I gotta focus for like a straight second. Sorry about that. I truly did have to focus there. We can't use torrent here, so we have to be able to make those jumps on foot. The other game that I've picked out is Code Vein. It is a Souls-like. A bit more, if thinking on it, it's a little bit closer to like Neo in terms of the fact that, yeah, you have dodge frames and all that, but the game really does incentivize you. It incentivizes you to just not be where a boss is attacking more than anything. Like, that is your effective form of dodge. So it's Souls-like, but I would also say Neo is like a successive inspiration. Jesus. Be careful. I swallowed mucus right there, so I didn't want to choke on my own mucus. Sickness, people, not anything else. Come on now. Code Vein is if we manage to beat Legend of Grimrock 2 early, which again, it's gonna look like a speed run, despite the fact that I'm actively trying not to speed run it. I just want to have a good idea of what I'm doing beforehand. As for Code Vein, I've played through some of it, enough to know that I generally like the game. Is this a snowstorm? Yeah, I think that's what's happening. It's a snowstorm. I'm sorry, guys. I'm short of breath and hoarse of throat. Without getting into pointless diatribes. Those are the games I have lined up. If you're fine with what I've picked, you don't need to do anything. You can just move about your business. The votes are if you want to change it. Then you tell me what game you're voting to change. And then tell me what you're changing it for. Like, what is your vote for? That's it. That's the notice. If you want more information, yeah, I have to back up. Yep, I knew that was gonna get me killed. I needed to just give that up and just attack the... I wanted to try to replenish resources, but obviously that's not gonna work. We got a long way to go. Let's try to make it back to where we were. Ideally without fighting every living, breathing thing under the sun. I just have to make sure, remember where I'm going. I'm gonna try to help us enjoy the time we have together. But it's not going to be easy with my voice going hoarse like this. Sorry, guys. I don't have the time to mute that one. Because I'm trying to also run at the same time here. Wow, I need to, like, drink right now. No. guys are not killing me again. Not happening. If I catch any future militiamen unaware, I'll try to take them out with catch flame. And just preserve our resources. Just ignore the scarab for right this second. Sorry. I don't need that one. How are we doing on codex entries? Yeah, I think 60% is about what we're gonna get out of all that. Honestly, it's the hoarseness, the itchiness, the scratchiness. They make it hard to talk. If it weren't for that, I'd be fine, but it's here. The hoarseness is here. So I'm not. Just try to do something to keep that torch of speech alive. There's no way that we can make those kinds of jumps, right? Okay, we can. Question is, what can we even do with it? As it turns out, absolutely nothing. Good to know. I probably would have seen a rune piece otherwise. I have to be careful chasing things in this land. We don't have Torrent to easily just get away, so we have to think. Okay, so the fact that there's a stake here means there's a boss that's likely also here. You guys know what that means. Guess we're gonna try to explore first. Oh, there's Black Flame and the Stomp. Let's hope we don't take too many deaths, huh? Let's just charge straight to the boss. Right. I have to remember that. Alright, take him off me. Alright, so I only have Millicent to rely on now. If I die again, I know there's a sign. Yeah. In the future, make sure to look for the sign first. That's fine. I summoned a boss, knowing full well I was about to kill it. And of course, we have to summon Millicent mid-combat. Nice. Millicent, I beg for you to get involved. I need to go back and prepare different spells. Rather than beat my head I'm trying to kill him, I need to go back and trim down the spell selection. And quite possibly use different spells. And change up the flasks more than anything. We're going to probably go for a 4/8. I mean, without generators, like, casting a generator in this fight is just dangerous. I want to avoid it at all costs. Don't need either of those, and it's immune to bleeding anyway, so... I want to say Destined Death is like standard damage. So it just kind of cuts through what you're doing. Yeah, so definitely Golden Vow. We're also going to attempt to use a Rune Arc here. And now we just make a mad dash for the boss, ignoring everything else. I'll know I'm headed in the right direction if I've got platforms I could jump across. I do. Wow, you anticipated where I was going, huh? I know you're over there. I might just die anyway. Yeah, I should expect death here. I'll just not have any flasks whatsoever. Well, any crimson flasks anyway. No. That stops. Okay, we're in the right place. Before I step in here, then, this is one of the cases I'm going to use this. Now we actually have our full accompaniment of flasks. Millicent, I need you to fight for me, hon. A dose of ambition to incite the tarnished is what I have to say about that. Yep. Thought that would happen. Absolutely. I really think I'm better off not using the Frenzied Burst here and just use Flame of Frenzy. He's a bigger target. I should be doing that. Okay, you're right here. Yeah, the problem is definitely I need to just charge in there so Millicent gets involved. Dude, not cool. All right, now I'll use Frenzied Burst. Sort of finish him off. What? He just basically came in, did a kamikaze scream, and killed me. Awful. I wasn't expecting you to be there. I'm also fairly sure we lost. No, we got those runes. Okay. I can work with that. I have a question. Where'd you get your name from? Hey there, Chicken Warrior. Good to see ya. I'm glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Where did I get my name from? Oh, you're gonna love this one. So I used to be an MMO raider back in the day. When I was 14, I got a copy of... My dad gave me a copy of the vanilla World of Warcraft MMO for my 14th birthday. Paid for the subscription and everything. And my 14-year-old self came up with the name Coin Stamp. And it just stuck. So that's been my name ever since. And I've used it for a variety of different things. I apologize if you hear any coughing. I think I did manage to mute it this time, but I am still grappling with a pretty severe chest cold. Well, not severe. Most of it is past, but... Oh, thank goodness I outranged that. Hopefully I've answered the question. Yeah, it's just an old MMO name that stuck. I've gone by a few different names like that over the years. Swirling Vortex is another. I used to be Silent Embrace in some other cases. I thought it was in reference to like one of those penny press machines they put in lobbies and it puts a little picture on it. Nope. I wish. I mean, I could take that as lore now. Nah, I'm kidding. That would be disingenuous. I didn't even think about any kind of penny pressing machines. Same here. Had this name for a long time. Yeah, I knew a guy with a similar name. His name was Fat Chicken. He played a balanced druid in World of Warcraft for a long time. Don't know I would have changed it too if you had to change it. I'm sure you would be creative. Ugh, God, hang on. Again, my apologies. Hopefully the treble or scratchiness in my voice is apparent. So I'm definitely not going to be as talkative as I normally am. Please understand. I'm trying to keep my voice gentle. And streaming like this definitely does make it worse, but... Well, streaming doesn't make it worse. Talking makes it worse. But when you're streaming, you gotta talk. So... and I'm trying to make it into plus, or else I probably would just wait until I'm fully recovered. But I put this up to my folks on the Discord, and they were like, hey, you could probably benefit from a silent stream. I'm not sure I really agreed with them, but I thought I would give it a try. Everyone just shortens it to chicken anyway. Would you prefer? Yeah, I'm usually called Coin now. For a while... I know, and I'm delving into old past history. But when I was playing World of Warcraft, some people try and call me warrior, which isn't great. I don't know. I mean, normally being called a warrior is a good thing. It means you're a fighter. You fight for people. But I suppose if that doesn't really match the atmospheric presence you would like to have, well, then I guess I can't blame you for being upset about it. I'm sure there are reasons. I'm sure there have been reasons, but warrior is the add-on to your name, not the name itself. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Like, if people called me Stamp, I would probably be pretty upset. Yeah, I could see where you're coming from. I had to take a second and think about it. But most people have some decent sense and don't call me that. They call me Coin. But like I was saying earlier, people used to call me by the name Uth for a while. That is UTH. My first character ever was a paladin by the name of Uthadisia. I just went through the random name generator and that's what it spat out. So, that's not quite true. I looked up a famous figure to go with it, and, yeah, that's pretty interesting, Stamp. Kappa. You're lucky you got the Kappa on, so I know you're joking. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And people would call me Uth for a while. Even when I changed characters or I switched from being a paladin to a shaman, and I managed to get the name Rafiki, like just a straight up name, not even a number or a letter or some kind of acronym. I just got the whole ass monkey's name, Rafiki. Nobody called me by Raf, ever, until after some unfortunate history transpired. So I've gone through a variety of names over the years. I'm pretty happy with the one I have now, which is Coin Stamp. Most people call me Coin, or they've called me Swirling Vortex. Most people call me Vortex if they're gonna do that. Or, you know, I give people my first name anyway, which is Steven. I'm not hiding from it. And people can call me that if they prefer. Some people like real names. And there's nothing out there with my first name that I'm willing to hide over. As far as I'm concerned, my life is almost an open book. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything in case anyone was unclear about what I was doing. As a reminder to everyone here, I am only streaming until 4 p.m. today. As I've mentioned before, I have some obligations, but both with friends and with the DAVA meeting that I mentioned last stream. This is the rolled lift, huh? Yeah, I've got some external obligations today. So even though I started late, I can't extend the stream to give you guys 4 hours. I'm also not sure my voice...
Ahead, land the way for... Hear me doing so. Who most certain?
You're right. I put myself to this task. You gonna do something about it, lady? No? All right, then. I'm gonna take the rolled medallion and get on with my life. But also before that, two things, 2 bits of bookkeeping. And Chicken Warrior, since you're new, or since you not new, since you just arrived, I will go ahead and do the 3rd bit of bookkeeping. First, do what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but if you're wanting to be part of the community here, more than you already are, when the DLC for the Shadow of the Erdtree drops, I'm not going to be able to play vanilla at all. And I'm not going to be able to play Reforged until the compatibility patch for that gets all sorted out. Or they make it DLC compatible. So when that happens, I have 2 games set up for us to play through just normally. If you want to suggest a different game, I encourage you to go onto the Discord and place a vote. If you're happy, you don't need to vote. Or if you don't care, you don't need to vote either. The votes are only if you want to change something. The 2 games that I've picked out are Legend of Grimrock 2, with a mod on top of it, and Code Vein, which is vanilla. If those games sound fine to you, then you don't need to do anything. But I'm putting that PSA out there now, so that you have the whole month, and, you know, if there's any kind of delay on the DLC, knock on wood that there's no delay on DLC as I'm saying this. You know, you could be thinking about whether or not you want to influence the games being played. If it's not my library, of course, well, I'll deal with that when the time comes. Maybe I'll be able to buy whatever the suggestion is. Just thought I'd mention that. The second bit of bookkeeping, to make sure I think of what it is. I think I forgot what my original point was because I was so busy in rehashing this. Maybe I'll think about it while I'm on break. So for those that are new here or have not been here before, I take 5-minute breaks about once every hour. We're a bit overdue for one. For those on Twitch, I do play 90 seconds of ads. Thanks again for watching in advance. If not, if this is where you sign off, it's not a big deal. Well, I mean, it is, but, we all have to do things to keep ourselves sane and happy in life. And I don't blame you. I don't like ads either. And I'm super thankful for any gifted subs I get to other channels in order to ignore them. But I sit through them for streamers out there, because I know that's how they make their money, is through ads and subs and donations and whatever. All that being said, definitely feel free to get up and stretch for yourselves. No! Okay. Yes, please definitely feel free to get up and stretch for yourselves. Snack, drink. I gotta top off on my beverage so that I don't go hoarse. And I suppose with that, thank you guys so much for sticking with me up to this point. And with that, I will see you after the commercial break. Thank you. So sorry about that, folks. I am back. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with me. Let me make sure I don't miss any messages here. Is it over? Have the ads ended? God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm lucky I was able to catch my urge to cough that time. We are free, brothers, from corporate brainwashing. Where is a Niv? Did a Niv unsummon itself? I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I'll have to check on a Niv there. I almost miss him. It. They. Any pronouns, really? You know what? I can imagine a Niv going by any kind of pronoun whatsoever. I'm perfectly fine with that. My tiny bit of shilling that I'm going to allow myself. Life isn't the same without a Niv, right? Yeah, a Niv, for those who don't know, is a Markov chain algorithm, or rather, it is a chat bot with a Markov chain AI algorithm, and a lot of its learning was done from the Super Metroid speedrunning community. If you post a bunch of emotes in here, a Niv would probably try to use them. I do not know why a Niv is not here. I don't think it's banned or anything. It just hasn't shown up. Maybe Seribot thought it was a malicious bot or something and just stopped. I'll have to figure it out. And resummon a Niv if necessary. If people are educated and speak a lot of sentences, it's possible over time that a Niv will learn from us, as is simultaneously learning from every chatbot or chat that it's part of, and will either speak intelligently or speak stupidly. And of course, if your community is a bunch of trolls, guess what? A Niv's gonna try to troll back. It's a lot of information. Yeah, I know. For my poor voice, my apologies. Long story short, a Niv is just a chatbot. That's all it is. And a Niv is allowed to be here. It's one of the few bots that I allow to be here, along with Seribot, Kumabot Defender, and Blurp. How many chats is it part of? Hell if I know. Probably a couple hundred different ones. Let's see. At the very least, I know that it's part of Narcotech's stream. I know it's part of Oats and Goats's. The only bot you understand is Stream Elements. Makes sense. And Stream Elements is just a command bot anyway. Thing is, people are never going to see Stream Elements because it posts under my own name. So, like this command, for example. Also, I think Ghost Chat has malfunctioned. There we go. That's how you do it. I didn't know you could have it be you. Yep, you can. There's a setting for it. I want to say that setting is on... I definitely want to say it's under the more technical settings. It's kind of weird to TBH, and it allows me to mask Stream Elements. It's interesting that you find it weird. Weird in what way? Weird that, oh, well, it's me, but it's also the bot speaking at the exact same time? I'm curious. I can change it if you find... Yeah, I can change it if you find it off-putting. Like, off-putting enough to be uncomfortable. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. That was never my intention with masking the bot like I did. The whole purpose of masking it is just to reduce the number of bots in here. You can look under the users in chat, that is a thing that everybody can do, and the moderator is still very much there. Nah, you've seen others use it, and it was just more confusion. Okay. So you're not uncomfortable, it's just weird. Okay, gotcha. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our spells. And then we have these two spells here. Something I never really touched on yesterday when we killed Godfrey, first Elden Lord. We killed his shade, rather. We got access to the Minor Fortunes feature. It unlocks when you kill him. And minor fortunes do exactly what they say. They give a really minor buff without the fortunes, piss ghost. Gold free. Quite honestly, I've seen it been called, I've seen it called the Shade of Godfrey, or Shade of the First Elden Lord, which, come to think of it, I think would be more fitting, rather than Godfrey, first Elden Lord. Not that Godfrey, first Elden Lord isn't fitting, but that should belong to the real Godfrey, not anyone else. So I might put a suggestion in the Reforged Discord to rename him. I don't know how much traction that's gonna get, but worth a try. Interesting that we're not the fortune must be acquired, but I have the oh right, that's the wrong one. Yeah, we'll increase stamina recovery. We sometimes apply statuses here. Yeah, minor fortunes do exact. Reforged called you poor. Poor. Oh, I'm quite sure I guess I'm not parsing that sentence appropriately. Poor in what way? Insufficient funds. Except what it really means is I didn't divine the fortune properly. So every fortune in Reforged requires a specific item called, oh god, now I can't remember the name. You need the Oracle's effigy to see fortunes at all. Oracle's Remedy, that's what it is. Oracle's Remedy. You need an Oracle's Remedy to divine any kind of fortune. And divining a fortune is simply the act of getting the fortune. Notice these are all locked. You spend an Oracle's Remedy, you unlock one of these. Ones like Fortune of the War Master or Crucible are rare fortunes that you unlock through other means, and you don't divine these. It's specifically for common fortunes. And the common fortunes are kind of like classes. They're like subclasses for Elden Ring. What do? I can hover over a few of them. So when they're chosen as a normal fortune, they have their full effect. The minor fortune has a very tiny bonus effect with no penalty. So for example, can I equip the same fortune as major and minor? Okay, that's fine. I need to go look at a different fortune then. Let's just take one of the common ones. Fortune of the Bold. And it's got all this pop-up text on it. Anything with a green arrow, or you can read the text, is a buff. Anything with a red arrow underneath and separated from the buffs is a debuff. It's a trade-off. So here, the Fortune of the Bold is like the most common generic physical support fortune. Max HP, melee attack power, guarding effectiveness. It's the base fortune. Or it is a base fortune. I don't need to equip that. Something that's a little bit more technical would be the Fortune of the Cleric. So the Fortune of the Wise, Bold, and Cunning You don't. I don't think. No, you do have to divine these, but they have very basic effects. Fortune of the Sage, which is what I currently have as a major fortune, has usually all the normal fortunes usually have a unique mechanic of some kind to facilitate a playstyle. So the Fortune of the Sage increases max FP, increases memory slots, but the trade-off is increasing the FP costs of skills and consumables, as well as reduced vigor slightly. It's like 1 point basically, and slightly reduced physical damage negation. And then it goes over the playstyle effect next. So Sage is rewarded for casting big spells. Giant's Flame Take Thee or Flame Fall Upon Them are pretty good examples of this. They cost more than 1 memory slot, and you regenerate more FP from casting those. It's a buff to the basic mechanic in Reforged of spend FP on a spell and gain FP equal to, or gain FP based on the number of memory slots it consumed, that it takes up. Excuse me. The Sage gets a much better rate of return on casting big spells. And of course, the Sage is also rewarded for casting specific spells, as you can see here: Aberrant, Magma, Death, and Night sorceries. The Sage is very slightly skewed towards sorceries, but it is not required that you use them. And then, of course, the mechanic usually also has a trade-off. In this case, physical attack power of weapons is decreased. It's a whole bunch of stuff, if that makes any sense. If we look at a rare fortune and the legendary fortunes, the only difference in between these kinds of fortunes and these kinds of fortunes, apart from, having to find them, is their rarity. They all pretty much are formatted the same way from here. And you initially, when you unlock the feature through the tutorial, through the specialized Reforged tutorial, you only get the ability to equip 1 fortune at a time, and it's only the stuff you've divined for, that you've found. Killing Godfrey, first Elden Lord, the Piss Ghost, as I will probably affectionately call it sometimes. Killing Piss Ghost gets you the minor version. Minor version gives you one specific buff at a smaller value at no penalty. Sage has all these penalties attached to it. Minor Fortune of the Heretic has no penalties attached at all. But it's very, 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 very minor. Yeah, best way to describe fortunes is they facilitate a certain style of play. That's what they do. Heretic, the major version of the fortune, basically facilitates stacking a bunch of status effects on a target and gain some kind of benefit. I want to say Heretic increases spell attack power and HP and stamina regen for every single status effect you have applied. The buff lasts for like 120 seconds. It refreshes for each status effect you successfully reapply that you're in the vicinity for. Kind of similar to... it has a similar kind of effect to the Blood Lord's Exaltation, Lord of Blood's Exaltation, where when you bleed people, you get an attack power boost. Same deal here with Fortune of the Heretic. Oh. Okay, that's a bit better. Sickness sucks. This chest cold has really taken a lot out of me. There's a lot to this mod to figure out, yeah. And this is also everyone's clue to, not clue. I'm sorry. Brain fog. Think through the fog. This is everyone's lovely little PSA that if you're not in a mod already, you're in one now. Welcome to Elden Ring Reforged. There are approximately 13,000 changes this mod makes to base game. The fortunes are a pretty major component to them. It's not all, I should say not all of the changes are major game design changes like that. One thing that's a bit smaller is the bestiary. You can carry this lovely thing, and as you kill and mark enemies, their entries fill up this codex. What did you get to drink earlier? Hopefully it was honey tea for my throat. I wish. Nah, it's crystallite, basically. Off-market crystallite. I am sucking on, evergreen candy right now, which is helping, but it isn't honey tea. I definitely agree with that. Oh, we can use our mount again. Yay. Okay, one of the things that Reforged does not touch is the, is Torrent's appearance. So this mount I have here is the Falling Star Beast skin. Mount skin by Apollo Who. It is an awesome mount skin. Plays really nicely with Reforged. That's on Nexus Mods if you would like to have access to it. Of course, if you're playing vanilla, you have access to a lot more of them. It's just that Reforged changes a lot of stuff. So some mounts have like special effects that Reforged won't call correctly because it changed what those effects were. Etc, etc. I just thought I would do my PSA on that. I did not have the chance to do it yesterday because we were in the Forbidden Lands yesterday. We were in Lanedale yesterday, and we couldn't use our mount whatsoever. So poor Torrent just stayed relegated to being an item on my hotbar. That's it. Awful that. It's nice to be able to ride around on him again. Thank you for checking in on the drink, by the way. Behind me, over in that general direction, I do have a single-serve coffee machine. And it takes K-cups for other stuff. I may actually throw on a lemon tea in there. I do have a cup for that. Is it honey tea? No, but lemon with ginger is pretty close. I just have to be in the mood to drink the lemon with ginger, because the ginger tends to overwrite the lemon, and I have a tendency to not sip my tea. And so getting a big mouthful of ginger is not fun. I know from personal experience. It's awful because ginger is good for when you're sick too. Yep. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking on it, I'm definitely gonna put that tea on the next break. What on earth? Spirit animals? Most modern day ginger ales don't have any actual ginger in them. Yeah, it's like it's an artificial extract. The ginger I should say the ginger ale is good for upset stomach, but that's because carbonation can help with an upset stomach. How long does the machine take to make something? It's pretty instant. It takes like maybe a minute or two to do it. but I'd have to go get the water. Like, that's the thing, is getting the water. Because it's single serve. It holds up to 14 ounces at a time. So I would have to get a mug, know how much the mug holds, which the mugs are not all the same size in this house. Some mugs are 14 ounces, some mugs are like 6. And that's about the range of what I can make with a coffee maker, is 6 ounces to 14, and then it overflows past that. That's not good for the machine, of course. If average mug is 12, yep. My folks are, I should say my stepmother and my dad are both like retired military. So they have the 8-ounce mugs. They have 8-ounce cups they drink their coffee out of. And they're really set in that too. They almost only drink from those mugs. So any mugs I have that are of a different size are either mine or they're things they've received as gifts. Yura? Oh no. This is Shabriri, isn't it?
Finally, we meet. The Tarnished. The would-be Lord. Oh my. Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel.
Yep, this is Shabriri.
That is most unfortunate. For he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri, I hope you can make your peace with that.
I guess I don't have a choice now.
You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon? Chosen, tarnished, and would-be Lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor, spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri.
I really like his hat. Me too. I'm not sure if that... I'm looking... I've looked through the armor in the game, and I'm not sure this hat is ever available anywhere. If it is, I haven't seen it. If it's not, I think it's one of the things that Reforged should totally make available, is this hat.
Chosen, descend into the depths far below the earth.
Available now, actually? Okay.
With the 3 fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling. And
Oh.
the girl
Murder.
can be spared.
If this were a normal
Setting you on the
playthrough,
righteous
absolutely.
path of lordship, the path of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the Erd Tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world.
The voice actor had fun.
Take the world.
The voice actor definitely had fun with that one. Yeah, the only NPC that I outright kill is Ensha, and that is only because I have to kill him for the quest. Oh, you know what just occurred to me now? I wonder if his hat is based on any real-life clothing or armor. I wonder about that. I'll probably look into it over break. Yeah, I'll look into that over break and get back to you with an answer. You know what I just realized? When we killed Morgott, that should have set in motion the remainder of Nefeli's questline. So what we're going to do now, I need to quickly check in with Kenneth and see if he says anything else. It's possible I'm checking at the wrong stage, but I remember something happening. Something changed. Something changes when you kill Morgoth, when you defeat him. Unfortunately, our desired endings for this challenge run are either the Age of Stars or the Age of Dusk. That's what it is. One of those two, because it's what we naturally complete the conditions for. Maybe in like a different built like a different run that would be more viable. The Lord of Chaos. Not 100% sure. Okay, just no need to panic, Coin. Just kill these enemies, who should be pretty easy to take out. Really? Nice. What a way to save yourself. Just jump off ledges. And no, that was a bird I just locked onto. Sorry for the lack of speech. I'm taking a second to rest my voice and think about things I'd like to talk about. I guess just as a gentle, not a gentle reminder, how did I miss this rune piece? That's one of the ones I'm supposed to front load in the beginning. How did I miss that? Well, I guess we're gonna fix it now. I'm gonna collect it. I think when I rolled through here before, I was just focused on getting the conditions of the quest, of Kenneth's quest done really quickly, and so I just never bothered to collect it at all.
I must begin for a true and...
Really? I kill your cronies again, and this is what you have to say, Kenneth? The exact same thing as the beginning of the game. What changed? I need to look this up. Okay, so that's what happened, is I didn't rest at the right location. A casa is a type of hat that can be made from different materials and shields from someone from the weather. Okay. Sorry, my voice got a bit raspy right there. Oh, so that's what the hat is called, is a casa? Good to know. Thank you for that. You didn't have to look that up. I think I mentioned I was gonna do that over break, but if you were curious, I appreciate you stating it for us. I don't have the Stormhawk King in my inventory, do I? No, I don't have it in inventory.
Now I can I, mate?
Something's not right. Killing Morgott should have cleared this quest line. I wonder if I need to... I wonder if I need to get, like, defeat someone else. Maybe Horalu? But that's, like, right before the, that's right before Radagon and Elden Beast. This questline should resolve before that point. With it being that big and made of iron, you'd probably break your neck. Yeah. So that one's definitely a flight of fancy. We're gonna, like... I'm gonna go to Liurnia and then try to rest again at that site. The reason I'm going out of my way to do this is I want to say there's an ancient somber smithing stone or an ancient smithing stone as the reward. And while that can't really, if it's the regular one, it doesn't help us much. We do at least complete the quest. And if it is an ancient, just a normal ancient smithing stone, you know, we also know we don't even need to do the quest at all. It's all that skippable. Okay, nope, he's still stamping his feet outside. I'm not delusional. I definitely rested at the right spot. Or, wait, no, I might not have. Did I miss... Hold on. So, going back to the Table of Lost Grace. So there's a point yesterday where Gideon's dialogue changed. Did I need to talk to him immediately after killing, Godric, or not Godric, Morgott?
I hear you help. Though I'm not her foster father anymore, I'd still like to thank you. Sorry for the time you had to waste.
What?
If you're heading to the... You'll need to go if you the two famous lost the...
I'm willingly talking to Gideon? Yes. Also, I named Carlbot after him. His name is Senator Gideon. He's sort of my Discord's namesake. My role is referred to as the finder of Albinoric women. It's mostly, it's memes. It's a tongue-in-cheek joke. But yes, if I need to talk to Gideon in order to get Nefeli to sit on this throne, and I could get this stone and move on, then that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, I know that Gideon is a genocidal maniac, and Celavis is not much, isn't any better than him. Here we go. Yes, I knew I was missing something. I didn't know what I was missing, but here we are.
Nice to see you after so long. Safe and sound, I take it, yes? Good. Quite. I have indeed selected a new ruler. Lady Nefeli is strong and just, worthy of the burden of Limgrave's lineage. Such is the sincere opinion of I, Kenneth Height, no less. For the time being, I share command of the castle with my lady. but I plan on returning to my fort afterwards, at which time I can fulfill my old promise by raising you to the glory of knighthood. I hope it is just as wonderful as you imagine. For the time being, at which time raising you to I hope it.
Gonna look so comical on that huge chair on top of properly climate controlling this. Hold on. Looks so comical on that huge chair on top of properly climate controlling this room would be a nightmare, so it would be uncomfortable. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's just, it's open to the elements right now. I imagine she shut the store, but even so, we have no way of knowing what the temperature or climb in the lands between is like. Also, that could all change as soon as, you know, we actually restore the Elden Ring and the shattering is over. Like, this is kind of a farce, right? At least that's the way I see it. It's kind of a farce. You're installing a ruler for what? The grand total of the last third of the game? And then she might not even be a ruler afterwards? What about the literal hallway to the left of the chair that's just an open hallway? Yeah, that's another thing. It literally is just an open hall to, like... Oh. Yeah, I'm not liking that either. That's a security risk. She's definitely gonna have her work cut out for her. Felly, talk to me.
It's been some time. I must thank you for your aid. I told Father I would be with him no longer. I remembered the vow I took when I first became a warrior, so many moons ago. This land is much like the one from which I hail. I will call upon the storm to drive away the foulness that has settled on the winds. Again, I am Nepheli Lu, warrior. Some call me by the title of Lady, but I remain the same woman underneath, though I have now abandoned my former guidance. I cannot express how much you've helped me.
Ah, an ancient dragon smithing stone.
Should you become Elden Lord, I would gladly lighten your burden. Farewell, fellow warrior. I will remain to summon the storm, but your guidance and your fight surely lie elsewhere. I will remain to summon the storm.
You, is it? Haven't seen your mug in quite some time. As you can see, I'm the new lady's attendant. Freedom was worth squat.
What?
Besides, I like it round here. Lady Nepheli still fair of heart and countenance.
Did I literally just hear the words, freedom wasn't worth squat, come out of his mouth? What the hell? I'm sorry. Oh my god, that wreaked havoc on my voice just now. Yes, this is the line that surprises me, is this guy opines about his freedom to do anything. I honestly did see Nepheli Lu being the ruler of Limgrave. I knew that was coming. And I knew that I didn't know what Gostok's outlook on being an attendant was, but also the sudden about turn too. This guy is like a Patch's light version. I don't know. I feel like this guy is still gonna be a light version of Patch's, but just stealing under the lady's nose instead. I don't know.
Still, I have the lady's trust, so I can loot all the corpses I like. I'll let you take a look at the goods if you fancy.
Oh my god, what an absolute Chad of a man. You have some nerve to not only be an attendant and a thief at the exact same time. Freedom wasn't worth squat was the line that gave me the most surprise prior. This next line, like, how do I word the difference between these two lines? Freedom wasn't worth squat was a surprise because this was everything that the man opined for after stomping on Godric's head for as long as he did. This line is surprising because it is audacious. It is brazen. I'm still gonna be the scumbag. I'm just also gonna serve someone who actually trusts me. Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Yeah, okay. This whole thing is a waste.
Back well then.
Yep. What a complete waste. It's nice to know that this is the questline that gives you what is essentially a smithing stone plus 10. But this was not at all worth the price of admission. So now we all know, that in the real run, we can skip anything that has to do with Nepheli that doesn't like, no, you don't even need the arsenal charm from her. You could just straight up skip everything. That's one of the nice things about doing this run, and I realize what people are gonna say, like, oh, well, this is something you should have known ahead of time, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, you haven't done the full vanilla, so you wouldn't know what is and isn't really worth it yet. Exactly. I know, I have a good idea of what the first 2/3 of the game, offers, but I didn't think the penultimate quest line was gonna be that. I still think you should have finished vanilla first. Yeah, that's a completely fair assumption. Or completely fair assertion. I would probably agree with you. It was just by the time that I even started to consider, because now you can't play the DLC properly, story and gameplay. Yep, that was my whole spiel about having to pick a different game and essentially wait when the DLC drops. I imagine at first what's probably going to happen is ERR is just going to release a compatibility update and not change anything about the DLC. And usually the story never changes with stuff that Reforged provides. It's just the gameplay. What I only hope that there aren't gameplay features that also tell story at the exact same time. I think the first couple of months with Reforged are going to be fine once the compatibility update drops. It's going to be when changes actually start to get made, and it might take a while, because Kirnifr and Team Reforged are the very thoughtful sort. They take a lot of time before they make a change.
Chosen tarnish, descend into the depths far below thee.
But yeah, that was my whole spiel about picking a different game when that DLC does drop. Because I knew by the time I started the challenge run that I kind of stepped my foot in it then. Oh well. Hindsight's 2020, and next time a FromSoft game drops, you could also not buy the DLC, complete this, not enter New Game Plus, and then enter the DLC from there while completing this challenge. What I'll probably have to... Sorry. What I'll probably have to do, because I've already purchased the DLC, is I'm going to have to make sure it doesn't install itself when the DLC drops, and then just avoid I'll make sure I parse your sentence right. Complete this, not enter New Game Plus, and then enter the DLC from there. Yeah, like, honestly, if this had been the old stream playthrough, I would just, you know, I would just enter the DLC content when I please, but because this is a challenge run, I do kind of have to be on the ball about making sure I enter the DLC at an appropriate time. Also, one of the nice things about DLC is there's actually a hitless category distinction. Challenge runs have a DLC versus a non-DLC distinction. So if anything, absolute worst case scenario, I would just not be playing the DLC while I wait for compatibility. And I would probably still finish the challenge run before I move to include the DLC. Sorry, I'm fighting the raspiness in my voice again. Okay. Oh, that is better. But what's probably going to make this much better is if I go make that hot tea. So, and we're overdue for a break anyway. So what we're gonna do now is take that break. I'm gonna go make that tea. Melina, why do you have something to say?
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother, but now I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have.
Okay, I know what this dialogue is.
Designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that. Not even you.
What? Your mother's designs, but you're committing a cardinal sin with me. That sounds worse than it is. That sounds worse than it is. Yo, Mama's so ugly. Yes, I know, right? Yes, we can speak ill of her, but we can't speak ill of America's plans. That's the chopping block. That's the bottom line. I wonder if this is like an indirect way of referring to what Shabriri was talking about becoming an Elden Lord by burning ourselves. Did she bring about this whole not dying world-ending scenario? Yes, she did. She absolutely did. America literally threw a temper tantrum regarding the whole how her children were sort of fighting over, well, no, her children were fighting over the Elden Ring after it shattered, right? Something, I'm a little bit hazy on it, but you can also burn Melina and then become Lord of the Frenzied Flame. We could do that. I'm not going to, of course, but we could do it. And it is something I do want to explore in the LP that I need to return to, but the challenge run's ending is more or less set at this point. I think you're just stating a possibility here. I really want to make that clear for the... Can't kill me if you're already dead. That is true. That is true. You can't kill that which is not dead, or was never living in the first place. Anyway, my throat is dying, and we have gabbed for 4 minutes. I love the conversation we're having, but I need to fix my dying throat or we're gonna have problems. So, this will be the last break for the stream today, as it is 3:05 p.m. And I mentioned to the people I was, go get not dying juice, thanks. You guys know the spiel, 5 minutes, 90 seconds of ad time on the clock. Thank you guys so much for watching along and hanging out with me. I really appreciate that. And with that, I will see you after the break. Thank you. Sorry about that, folks. I am back. I don't quite have my not dying juice yet, as Chicken Warrior would put it, but it is literally brewing behind me as we speak. I'll be able to get it in just a second. Again, I do want to thank everybody for hanging out with me, even while I'm sick. Much appreciate it. I mean, most of the symptoms of the chest cold have cleared. It's just the stuffiness and, you know, the hoarseness and raspiness. Which mug am I going to use? I have I want to say I have a 12-ounce mug or 11-ounce mug, but I've only filled it up to 10 ounces of tea. Raspiness. Hey there, Rasby. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy your stay. Raspiness. My throat is hoarse. Any colors or designs on it? I want to say it's a plain white mug, lined with blue porcelain on the inside. I can show it off in just a moment. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna check on the tea. Okay, sorry again. Let me make sure I don't miss any messages here. I wonder, did you plan to stream this early? Do you usually stream this early, or did me saying I'd watch if you streamed earlier have any impact? Well, I wouldn't say it had any impact, because I don't normally intend to stream this early, but today I have some circumstances that sort of forced my hand on this issue. I chose to stream earlier because A, I have an obligation with my friends at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also have a DAVA meeting later today, and so I'm not going to be able to stream at my normal hour. The meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we leave from the house to get to that meeting 15 minutes beforehand. So, and it lasts for at least 2 hours, typically speaking. So I usually cancel streams when I have a DAVA meeting. I'm trying something new where I don't do that, because I'm also trying to make it into the Twitch Plus program that got rolled out for affiliates, so I'm trying not to miss streams if I can help it. Also, let me get the camera. I mentioned I was going to show off the mug. It's going to go quiet for 2 seconds. Well, a bit more than 2 seconds. Because the camera scene doesn't have the capture card running through it. I also have a filled mug here. I need to get I wish I had a spoon or something. I don't have one. Is a mug also called a cup? It is. Typically, cups don't have handles, and mugs do have handles, but they're interchangeable. Drinking tea with a spoon would be a bit difficult. Well, let's just stir the tea, as the sugar that I've put into the tea is at the bottom. Okay. I'll have to take a slightly bigger sip next time, but that did help a tiny amount. Well, it's lemon with ginger. It's fine. It's out of a cup. Here, I guess while I'm thinking on it. sound's gonna go quiet again for just a second. You could use a spoon to drink the tea, and stir it. You pour it in a mug, stir the mug, and then put the tea back in the spoon. Yeah, you could do that. You're not muted during the zoom in? Yeah, no, that's the point. Only the game audio, that's what I was trying to say. If you're wanting game sounds, those disappear during the shift to the camera scene. The only issue would be the capacity, but then you would have... Yes, that's what I mean. No, if people couldn't hear me on the camera scene, that would be a concern. I mean the game. Hey, thankfully, I caught it. I'm doing my best not... I barely noticed there's no game sound in the webcam scene. Also, you got confused twice. Valid. I'm also trying to talk quickly and not say a lot at the same time because hoarseness, it's rough. I also took, I did take some medicine. I hadn't taken any medicine today. I was focused on watching you figure out where to put the box. Valid. Yes, I did have to take a second and think about where to put the box. I could have set it on the desk containing the gaming computer, but I opted to put it in front of the streaming computer instead. Let's try to close out these remaining 45 minutes and make them strong, eh? I'm gonna do my best to talk even if it hurts. While also taking sips of tea where I can. Since it's the bottom of the hour and it's the last hour I'll be streaming, for today, I will do the obligatory shill of, if you hadn't done so, please consider following on Twitch or subscribing on YouTube. I am not looking forward to... Is this a special Warhawk? I guess we're gonna find out if Elden Ring Reforged thinks so. Yeah, White Warhawk. There we go. You know, make sure the notifications are turned on, all that fun stuff. Additionally, I do have levers for people to push if they would like to support me in a more direct manner. Of course, of a financial manner. Of course, it's never required. And I'm gonna keep doing this until I can't. But the extra support is nice. And that kind of stuff does go toward like software and hardware purchases for the stream, things like that. Are those are spirit Warhawks? There's like spirits everywhere. I just noticed this. I've seen it in pictures, but it's something else to see these like ephemeral trees just in person. Well, in the game. Those are, yeah, those are definitely vanilla. I knew at least that much. It's quite the spectacle to see them up close. They are very pretty. For those of you on YouTube, I really only have Coffee and Patreon as levers that you can push for any kind of financial contribution you wish to make. I highly recommend Twitch if you'd like to access the other levers. I'm speaking of. Following on Twitch gets you benefits all by itself. Subbing gets you even more. And recently I've revamped the game voting reward. Anybody can vote on games whenever that topic shows up. Like recently, I have 2 games lined up for us to stream when the DLC drops, because I have to wait for Reforged to have a... Are those Alabaster Lords? I think they're Alabaster Lords. Or Onyx Lords. No, Alabaster's the lesser version. And if people are happy with the games that I've picked, then they don't need to vote. But if you would like to vote on one of the two games to be played, you want something different, well, anybody can vote on that now, but you do have to be part of the Discord, which is not pay-gated. Additionally, if you're subbed, your votes count at full value. That's kind of the incentive I've chose to reshape. Is before, you had to sub to vote on stuff like that. Now you don't, but a sub gets you double value when you do go to vote. I think that's fair. And it's the one case where buying votes is totally legal. If you like to feel what it's like to buy votes or effectively buy votes, well, that, there's a first time for everything. Right, I totally forgot to readjust our flasks, so I'm not surprised this happened. Okay, we're gonna... you are queued. You are definitely queued to do something when I use my flasks. Good to know. We need to adjust these flasks before we get carried away. How about that, Hero Zamor? How about that? There could be a boss here. Also, we're not still on the Black Blade Kindred, are we? No, we're not. We're on the Stray Mimic tier, and that's not for a long time. I think that's about all the shilling I want to do. There are benefits. You guys get emotes if you're... More emotes if you're subbed. Double channel point generation. Double quantity on lots of stuff. Tier 1 packet, what's the logic behind your splits? For the most part, the splits are region locked. Also, I'm headed in a completely opposite direction. When I went and did the splits, or I typed all the splits into the hit counter manager, 1 second. That time the sip was too much, and I burnt my tongue a little bit. It's fine. The tea actually did help. I went to Fextra Wiki. I looked up the bosses in order of appearance. I typed them into the splits. I typed them into the hit counter manager. Then I looked for anything that changed between the bosses from vanilla to reforged, whether it's placement or a new boss, like in the case of the dismounted tree sentinel. Obviously I had to add a boss here, whereas something like Felthorn Spirit is going to replace one of the bosses later on. And I just literally tacked on names of bosses that Reforged added. And I just went in order from... Sorry, I need to back up a little bit. I went in order from Limgrave to Weeping Peninsula, and kind of following the natural progression of the game. There's still an entire boss between Blackblade and Stray Mimic. Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know the name of that boss off the top of your head. It wouldn't happen to be like a putrid grave warden, would it? The ruins might actually unlock this boss now that I'm thinking about it. We're gonna find out. We're definitely gonna find out. If it's not changed, Nile and Castle Sol. Oh, we've got a while before Castle Sol. I think there's some other bosses on the way between the two, but you're right. I'll go ahead and put Commander Nile above that then, if you know they're between the two. Where is it? Right there. I may need to reorder some of the splits. The first 2/3 of the splits were good. I'm gonna go ahead and say. I really only... He's the next progression boss, you meant? Okay. Well, since this is all bosses, I do have to kill all of them, but good to know. I'll move around the bosses again as necessary. Like I was saying, I felt confident in anything prior to Langdell. We need to get off the ground. After Morgott, I'm not quite sure. Get behind some cover, my guy. Really, this is... Oh, I aggroed 2 of them. Okay, that's fine. I think there might be a boss in these ruins, and if not, you know what, that's fine. I'll eat egg on it. Yeah, the last third, where I kind of just went based on the order that was listed in the Fextra wiki, on top of anything I might have adjusted for Reforged. This is probably the stuff I expect to be reordering a lot. Because I just don't know, I'm just not confident in the order I see it. That's all. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. You guys would not have wanted to hear that. Promise. Okay, where are our lovely ruins? Our lovely ruined seals. Here's one. One of them buried in there. There's one there. There's one there. Is it just 2? I think it's just 2 of them. Also, if we could summon the help, I'm gonna summon the help while we're here. Because ancient heroes of Zamor are not a joke. At all. Yeah, I'm a wimp. I'm definitely a wimp. And I am fine with this, because I'm trying not to die. We've already died once, and we haven't even found the appropriate first boss for this area. We have not found one yet. Thank you for your help, Kristoff. Kristoff, I think, has been one of the most useful spirit summons so far. I want to say Kristoff is Reforged specific. He's an awesome addition. He's as tanky as a normal Langdell Knight, plus some extra upgrades because of the way Spirit Fury works. He's great at keeping stuff off your back. He does have issues with aggro generation, however. Langdell Knight, slow, sometimes decides to call lightning when he should be, you know, just stabbing something, but that's neither here nor there. There are a few things that I could really say I'm unhappy with or would complain about with Kristoff. A lot of the Reforged spirit summons are like that. Not every single one of them, but Kristoff is one of the good ones. Kristoff, I need you to be a little more aggressive, buddy. I had this issue with Millicent during the Blackblade Kindred boss fight as well, where she would just... Donation... Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Also, I can't believe... I don't think it played any audio, but I do think it gave me a notification. I'm not sure it was supposed to do that, but thank you. I really appreciate that. I'll have to look into the like amounts and stuff later. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Raspy. I greatly appreciate it. How's work? How's the work with university coming along? You mentioned the. Is it more or less the same since yesterday? Where some things are going well. Hey there, Clabus. Hello, hello. Long time no see. My girlfriend visited Estonia for 45 days, and now we're planning to get married. That's awesome. That's awesome, Clabus. I'm glad to hear that. Give me 1 second, and I'll read that, Raspy. 1 second. Really? Yeah, please keep... Oh, I must have been right in the tip of its range. I'm glad to hear you're getting married, my man. And I hope she's happy too. I hope you both are. I hope I hope you enjoy your stay, and I apologize if I sound rough. I'm still dealing with a chest cold, and that's making my my voice has yet to fully recover from it. You want to say if streaming really damages my voice, it might be best to stream less. Well, I did mention earlier on in the stream that I would be talking less. Of course, this power hour, as I'm going to call it, is really quite the rough ride. But it's not like I didn't put out a warning about talking less. Some choice paralysis... Hang on. Diddy had a roller coaster of stuff. Some choice paralysis turned you into you walking across town. Oh, that couldn't have been easy. Is it easy to access stuff where you live, or do you kind of have to go out of your way to get to a lot of places? You're getting married in her country? Awesome. You guys have the wedding venue already picked out and everything? Eat somewhere specific? Huh. Where'd you eat? I would want to say more, but you would want to stay more. But I have to play a game I was looking for with a friend? No problem. Thank you again so very much for stopping by, Raspy. I hope the rest of your day goes well. And take care of yourself. Thank you. See you around. Let's go ahead and cast this spell. Yeah, I'm really happy for you, Clabus. No, just need documents. Yeah, that's kind of like how it is in the U.S. too. You just get a marriage license. But generally people also have weddings too. The wedding's like the chance for everybody to celebrate. Yeah, I don't want to pry too much into your affairs with all this. Wedding probably later, after she's here. Gotcha. So that is on your radar, it just hasn't happened yet. Makes sense. And sorry if I'm not quite as chatty, like I was just saying. Really? Oh, okay. I guess we're doing this, huh? I thought for sure I was outside of range on that. Nice. Yeah, we need it for the long stay visa. Yeah, I can imagine. Otherwise, she would have to leave, right? Yeah, I couldn't be happier for you. Sorry, I'm a complete mess. I'm an absolute mess. I'm glad you and your girlfriend are tying the knot. I guess she would be your fiance now, wouldn't she? Because you're like making the relationship official and taking the next step, but you hadn't gotten the paperwork yet. Yep, I think I want to say that's fiance status. We applied 2 times in Estonia. Long stay, both rejected. And so the wedding paper, the marriage papers are what you need? Is that, did I parse that correctly? Okay, I must have missed a ruin seal somewhere. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I interpreted it correctly. It would have sucked for it would have sucked if I put my foot in my mouth. Then you think you can do it? And I'm sure that your agency will tell you the paperwork you're missing and tell you where to get it. Well, may your... Shit. That scared the fuck out of me. Nice, nice, nice. Get behind some cover. Nice, nice. Oh, you actually knew what papers you needed? Okay, both times that she was rejected, really there wasn't any reason. Gotcha. Usually the reasons cited on rejections like that tend to be uberly specific, so I'm not gonna pry into that. Only that I hope that legal process goes well for the two of you. And I do say the two of you there. Very general rejection. Yeah, I hope that she gets the acceptance that she needs so that you two can have a good marriage. That is an unnecessary strain. Sorry, I'm still fighting the hoarseness in my throat right now. Chest colds, man. They linger on you a long time. It's one of those. It's not like the relationship is long distance or anything. Absence does make the heart grow fonder. However, if you've already seen each other, the absence could certainly put a strain on relationships like that. So I hope that you and your girlfriend are able to work through all of it. 'Cause I want to see people be happy. I want people to be happy, and working through having to deal with all those issues is not a very exciting prospect for anyone. Yeah, sorry, I'm still a bit flabbergasted. Oh, right. I don't know what I'm thinking except me being lost in somebody else's happiness for a change. how have things generally been outside of the whole, you know, arranging the marriage? I take it that must be consuming most of your time, right? Which is totally fine. I'm not saying anything else should be taking your time, only I'm always curious about the other stuff that's going on in the background, too. Okay, I'm just gonna take this chance to summon Kristoff while I can. Yeah, you... okay. How mighty you are. Get him, Kristoff. I guess we could take a second and just kind of heal ourselves. And while that's happening, I'm going to take yet another sip of tea. This time I could take an avid gulp of the tea. The documents actually don't take too much time. It's just you need to go there to her country and officially needs your surname. Gotcha. Out of curiosity, please let me know if I cross a bound or, you know, say something unacceptable, and I'll totally apologize. But when it comes to like surnames and everything, did you two plan on hyphenating your surnames, or is she taking yours or you taking hers? I know in the U.S., it's uncommon. But sometimes men take up. She takes yours? Gotcha. Yeah, that's usually how it works, and it's easier for, like, governmental document processing if the woman takes the man's surname, but there probably wouldn't be too many more additional hoops to jump through if you had to take hers. It's kind of an uncommon occurrence in the U.S. I hadn't really thought about that on my end. I haven't been in a relationship worth a damn yet, but I know that's something I may have to think slightly about when that time comes. Because some people, you never know how people are going to feel about surnames. I've read stories about people getting upset, mainly men, getting butthurt about children not having their last names. That's mainly where the butthurtness comes down to. And it's one of those things that shouldn't really be upsetting for any reason, but it's a name, but it is upsetting. And sometimes there's a complete relationship breakdown because of it. For you, doesn't really matter. Fair, yeah, I'm not trying to... I'm only commenting that people have squabbled over stuff like that. I'm glad that you're even keeled about it. I think I am too, for the most part. Okay. We're gonna use a different spell while we let the madness drop. Wow. Okay, and while we wait... Oh, okay, we do get flasks for killing them. Good. I was really worried you weren't gonna get one. How does she feel about this whole thing? Probably similar to you? Annoyed to be going through some of the processes related to paperwork, but happy enough that this is happening? Gotcha. Okay. That's good. It's... I wouldn't say it's necessarily easier, but, you know, it's easier to be on the same page when it comes to stuff like this as a couple. it's the only way. I mean, there are some other routes, but this seems easiest. Fair. Yeah, completely fair. Okay. Just gonna double check my backside. Really? I did not need 3 of them right now. Kristoff? Okay, instead of doing that, I'm gonna do this. Okay, now we're gonna double back. Current plan is August, September, get it done. Nice, nice. Kristoff, why did you change targets? My apologies, give me just a second. 2 ancient heroes of Zamor are quite the handful. I was expecting a flask there. Nice. Okay. And then by December, she'll be in Estonia if all goes according to plan. Nice. Nice. So that's what? It's May right now. So basically half a year. That's not a bad rate. Yeah, I hope that goes well for the 2 of you. And then I can't imagine. I mean, nobody really knows what's gonna happen afterwards. But I hope the relationship works out. Especially if you both are happy about the whole thing. You've got my condolences. Condolences? It's not the right word. You have my respects and well wishes. I really hope things work out for you. I take it the living situation more or less hasn't really changed. Everything is still stable for both of you, outside of you know, getting all the paperwork necessary for the marriage and stuff. Like living circumstances, that's what I'm asking about. Okay, if we can find all these ruined seals, we should be good to go. We just gotta actually find them. How many more do we need to get, though? Another one? Gonna have to use a starlight shard for this. So far, everything good. Of course, she was a bit moody at times. But as your friend just told you, listen to your wife. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. All that fun stuff. Of course, hopefully it's not... You know, my parents... and my parents' friends all kind of espouse that stuff. If you and your soon-to-be spouse, your fiance, do get into arguments, hopefully it's about logistical stuff, where it's more important that the logistics are properly handled and not just the philosophical stuff. You know, happy wife, happy life, but also it's important to have your heads on straight. I've always taken issue with that turn of phrase. I hate it. Not because having a happy spouse isn't important or anything, just Hopefully if you're having arguments with your spouse, it's over logistical stuff like that, where it is more important that the logistics are just handled properly. And it doesn't matter who's correct, so to speak. Her living side isn't too good. She comes from a fairly poor family. Ah, okay. So, married life might be a bit of an upgrade for her. That's probably the wrong word to use, but... being poor is rough. Not having money, having to do without or make do with less, or having to really improvise each day is taxing. Hopefully that circumstance will improve, or I'm confident it will improve, actually. The city where she's from has like an unemployed rate of 50%. Wow. That is a high amount of unemployment. That is a stupid amount of unemployment, actually. Yeah, I'm actually baffled. Okay, I have to pay attention. I'm baffled that it's that high. I mean, is there an AI craze or something that's just kind of, you know, replacing everyone's jobs? Did the AI hit them particularly bad? Are people just I mean, yeah, ultimately it still sucks. It doesn't matter what the reason for it is, but there's the ruin seal right there. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It still sucks regardless. Wow, okay. I'm gonna back off before things get rough. Too many people living in the city? Okay. Yeah, that I could see that. That actually makes some amount of sense. Yeah, that reasonably explains the high unemployment rate. Kristoff, if you could just take aggro, I'd greatly appreciate it. Look, I'm trying to do the Lord's work of bringing the ancient hero of Zamor to you, but you gotta actually hit them, my guy. You gotta hit them. Okay, can we please finally enter this ruin? It took us half an hour to actually unlock this ruin. Luckily, we more or less know where the path for that is. And if there is not a boss here, I'm going to be rather nonplussed about this whole thing. Yeah, sort of long conversation short. I'm happy for the two of you, and I think this is probably the 10th time saying it, but I hope my emphaticness proves my point. Curse this chest cold and being unable to speak properly. Been teaching your money. Yes, we teach money to get girlfriends online. What a statement. Been teaching my girlfriend how to get money online so she can earn a little bit. Nice, nice. Yeah, speaking of earning money, I've been trying to do that myself. I recently, am kickstarting. Yeah, this is not a boss. Was this even worth the effort? Maybe? Zamor Knight, Liedna? And a smithing stone 8? It's like a smithing stone 8 and not anything else, right? Yes. Of course, getting people to pay a reasonable amount to pet sit or dog sit without having to pet sit or house sit without negotiations is rough. There are portal sites for house sitting and stuff, and I do have accounts with them, but most people that I've seen online love to haggle those rates down from what I've been told and have read online. And it's, since I can't finish college, this is how I'm making my living now. It kind of stinks when people don't treat the websites as like affirmative contracts. It kind of defeats the purpose of places like care.com and others for the purposes of establishing a house sitting or pet sitting business. But them's the breaks. What sort of oh right, that's the telescope. For getting money online, are we talking remote work or more like one-off jobs? Slash surveys or other things? Just out of curiosity. Okay, that was all kind of a moot point. I'm wanting to guess there's probably a path forward and that way. And my apologies for not following up with any additional dialogue, but I am resting my voice as much as I can. Zingy. Okay, let's adjust all these flasks back. We definitely do not need 9 of them on the regular. I've already adjusted that. We're good to go. Now, do these guys respond? Yes. I should be able to handle exactly one of them without any kind of issue. Exactly one of them. Are you gaining, like, incremental amounts of stamina from that? Remote, building websites, ads, selling your art. Ah, she's an artist. That's cool. Also, YouTube, pretty good at making videos, so you see potential. Nice, nice. What kind of art does... I think you may have told me about this once. And if so, I really do not remember the particulars. What kind of art does she make? And also, while that question is being... She likes painting. Awesome. Modern art? So I guess like postmodern realism or something like that. Or abstract modern. Gotcha. Those were the words I was looking for. Abstract modern. That's cool. That's awesome. And she makes videos on YouTube. Is it related to the painting, or does she make videos on other stuff? Out of curiosity. I may or may not, just while I'm thinking on it, even though the T is... Hang on. She started YouTube when in Estonia? Ah, so not very... From what I understand... Wait. Started YouTube when in Estonia. I hope I didn't need whatever that was. She started recently. Okay, I had it right in my head then. Because you and her met in Estonia 45 days ago. At least if I'm understanding that right. So she's gotten a recent start. Why do I rush forward when I know there are enemies ahead? That's me being stupid. Extra stupid. Well, let me think. I assume her YouTube channel has a name. I would be interested in looking at what kind of content she makes. If you feel like promoting that here, which of course, since I'm asking for it, I'm totally giving permission to either drop a link or drop the YouTube name. That's totally fine. By the way, this is just a PSA to anybody who makes content here. You're definitely more than welcome to post your own channels here. Just ask me first, please. That's like the bare minimum. Here's the YouTube. Thank you. I will definitely check that out when the stream is over, which of course should be right around now. I was just sort of hoping for a catacomb to show up, which if we look, it's like, unless it's nearby, I probably should stop right here. Yeah, I don't see anything nearby, so we should just stop here. Thank you again very much. She has a lot of content ready to be uploaded. And, I mean, I can look through what she has, though. Assume she's I think she's probably uploaded something. Thank you for sharing that with us. Greatly appreciated. Now, with my voice already on the edge of exhaustion, I'm trying to do this quick. For those of you on YouTube, also Twitch, say hi to YouTube, because the YouTube chat can't be on the screen, but Twitch chat certainly can. That's part of the streamer's agreement with Amazon. Not allowed to have other chats on the screen, just Twitch. For those of you on YouTube, I don't have anything else for you. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow because my voice is struggling right now. Maybe I'll feel better. The plan is to stream tomorrow at my normal time, but I don't know 100% how that's going to shake out yet. So take care of yourselves on YouTube. You're welcome here anytime. Please check out the stuff in the description. It has links to the Discord and everything. And with that, take care of yourselves and goodbye. For those of you on YouTube. For those of you on Twitch, I do have some shout outs. I would raid, but I don't have the time to do that at the moment. So I'm going to leave you guys with some other people to check out. And then I'm going to go, voice call with my friends. Try not to talk a whole bunch. Because I usually give my Tuesdays to them. And then I have to go to the DAVA meeting where I'm going to wear out my voice some more. So I'll definitely give you guys some updates on how my voice is shaking out. For those of you on Twitch, there is a Elden Ring gun mod. So check out Lobos Jr. if you want to see that. Yeah, they're playing Elden Ring. There's some kind of gun mod for it. It's the second day of that. Go check it out. See ya. Have fun. Thanks, Klebus. And again, I really hope everything works out with your upcoming marriage and all that. You and your girlfriend both. I'm sorry, I keep saying girlfriend. You and your fiance have my well wishes. And my sentiments. Seriously, if this is where you're parting ways with me, then have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you back sooner rather than later. As for the other shout out, I think we're going to give a shout out to Honorable Rage. They're playing a game called Rust, which I think is a shooter right now. Yep, they're playing a shooter. That appears to be what it is, and if not, I'll figure out what it is eventually. We definitely go check out these two gentlemen. Everyone on Twitch works really hard to make the content. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. My name is Coinstamp, or Swirling Vortex, or Steven. You may call me whatever will make you feel more comfortable. I'll either be back tomorrow or Thursday. Again, that's largely going to depend on how my voice is. I may need to take a day and just not stream and recover from all that. We'll see. Of course, also the other thing about Thursday is that's one of my house-sitting clients has a surgery coming up, and I may or may not be house-sitting for them then. We'll see how that shakes out. If you guys want to stay up to date with everything, please consider following or subscribing on Twitch and or YouTube. Please also join the Discord. I have resources set up. I post there first. If you want to keep up to date with everything happening in either my life or in terms of the stream, please join it. I work really hard on the content resources for that. I work really hard. I'm beseeching, I am not ordering or, bossing people into joining the Discord. You have to decide that for yourself. But again, the Discord has lots of resources available. It's like the biggest free resource out there that I've put together for everybody. That's it. This has been some ERRDABFSO, and with that, I will see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday. Stay safe out there. You're welcome here anytime. Senators, councilmen, aides, and newcomers. And take care of yourselves, and goodbye.